After trading away Geno Smith to the Las Vegas Raiders, the Seattle Seahawks are in one of the weirdest positions out of any team in the NFL, deciding to seemingly go rebuild mode after being an offensive lineman or two away from being at least an 11-win playoff team. So now with no quarterback, no offensive line, still, and a wide receiver who still might want to be traded, this team needs some help. So today, we are gonna see if we can save this Seahawks team that now, at least in my opinion, has a very good head coach, but not a whole lot of roster talent. And we are gonna see if we can get this team back to where it was, now over a decade ago at this point. And as I'm sure a lot of y'all know, this is my favorite team, which is painful sometimes, so this should be an extra fun one. So I'm super excited to get into this. But really fast, be sure to leave a like on the video. It sounds weird, but it really does help out the channel. And I don't have anything specifically planned, so if we can get to 2,500 likes on this video, I'll do whatever realistic rebuild the most liked comment says. So go down, leave whatever team you think needs a rebuild, whatever team you'd want to see me rebuild, and go like whatever comments you see that you would want to see me do. And then be sure to subscribe if you like man rebuilds, because that's all I do on the channel. And then let's see, I'll give a shout out for this, why not? Let me see, I'll say shout out to M. Stancil for the suggestion of this video. Looks like they were the first. Got a lot of suggestions to do this though. But yeah, again, let me know what team you would want to see me do next in the comments. But all right, without further ado, let's get into this. I want to keep the ranting to a minimum at the beginning of this video. I want to get right into the rebuild. If you want to hear my opinion on the Geno Smith trade, watch the Raiders rebuild I did after you watch this. I think Geno Smith is one of the most overhated players in the league. He's a legitimate good quarterback, just in maybe the worst situation in the league, one of. I get he wanted a lot of money, I understand that. But even 45 mil a year, assuming he did get the full value he wanted, would have been tied for 12th for quarterbacks in the league. Like 45 mil sounds ridiculous, but that's not that high up for quarterbacks anymore, and it would just continue to get passed up as more quarterbacks get new deals. And if they pay Sam Darnold about that amount, I won't be very happy. I'm not saying I would have given him 45, but so many people say, oh, just replace him. It's not that simple, especially in this situation with this offensive line. It would be really hard to develop a rookie quarterback behind this offensive line, so I just don't really know what their plan is. I truly think they were a free agent guard or two, like an actual good one, not a budget Laken Tomlinson signing, like an actual at least solid guard signing or two away from like a 12-win season next year. And now I don't know what they're gonna do. The defense I think is good. I'm not gonna do much with it for now. I'm gonna re-sign Ernest Jones. If John Schneider doesn't, I want him gone by the end of the year. I'm unbelievably serious. If you don't re-sign the heart of your defense after, I guess, accidentally letting I can't remember what it was, but there was some mistake they made. They didn't mean to let Jordan Brooks go last year. I can't remember. I don't know. The faith I have in John Schneider is lessening by the second. And you can say I'm just being a pessimist. I get it, but I didn't like the free agency the Seahawks had last year at all. After the new league year, I think Artie Burns is gonna be the only player on the roster from free agency. And I mean, that was just a re-signing pretty much. They released everybody else because they were bad signings. I think the only two players signed through free agency on the roster are Julian Love and Uchenna Nwosu, and that's it. Again, after the new league year. Like, I really hope the Seahawks have a plan. I do. I just can't imagine what it is. But I guess that's gonna be my goal here today, to figure out what the plan is. So enough of that, let's get straight to the re-signing period, where I don't think I'm gonna bring anyone back. We'll see. But all right, for re-signings, we'll pick up the 5th year for Charles Cross, obviously. I'm hoping John Schneider at least values him enough to bring a left tackle back. He at least seems to value tackle, which I, at the very least, appreciate. And you know what? I don't think the Seahawks are gonna bring Ernest Jones back. I mean, maybe. I hope they do. I hope I'm wrong, but I'm going to bring him back. This is my team now. I don't know what he's gonna get, but I usually just go with Madden contracts, so 4 years, 42 is probably gonna go get a lot more than that. But everyone else, I think I'll just let go. I might bring Jarran Reed back. We have a ton of cap space here. Why do we have so much? I don't know, but I'll bring Jarran Reed back. But everyone else, I kind of want Jalen Darden back. He was a decent returner, but he's not interested. It's whatever. Let's get into free agency. Okay, literally 3 minutes ago, the Seahawks re-signed Jarran Reed, 3 years, 25, so I guess I'm glad I re-signed him. Also, wait, a 3-year deal for an already 32-year-old, like, pretty good defensive tackle? I mean, the money's fine. That seems a little bit, that's like a Madden contract. He's gonna be 35, and it's not like he's an insane player. That's something. But all right, in free agency, it's kind of tough. I want a receiver because of, you know, what I'm about to do in a second, but like, there's just a lot of mid. There's Joshua Palmer, who at least has star dev. I don't feel great about that. I might rather just go with Jake Bobo. And I mean, the O-line class isn't great. It's old, but if it's gonna be old, it better be good, and it's okay. I mean, there is Drew Dahlman here. I kind of, you know, I really want the Seahawks to sign a lineman, an interior lineman, obviously, but I wouldn't love if they signed Drew Dahlman, of all players. Definitely more of a run blocker. I just want the Seahawks to sign a good pass blocker, a well-rounded player. I would prefer Ryan Kelly, honestly. See, this is a realistic rebuild, so I don't want to sign too many linemen because I know the Seahawks. I don't know that John Schneider has ever paid an interior lineman. Wait, that's actually crazy. Has he? Maybe like Max Unger, but he also traded Max Unger, so I don't know. Maybe I'm forgetting something, but that's insane. Let Damian Lewis go, the one mid-round lineman he did hit on, or mid-round interior lineman. So I guess for the sake of realism, this is debatably even unrealistic, but I'll sign Ryan Kelly. I know he's old, but at least it's something. And then really, I don't know what else I want. I mean, it's like kind of mid pass rushers. They just extended Jarran Reed, so we don't need a defensive tackle. Maybe a corner, but I think I'm gonna draft a corner. This team really doesn't have that many needs. So at least it didn't a week or two ago. And there really isn't a quarterback available. I would sign Sam Darnold, but it looks like the Vikings extended him. I mean, we could sign Russell Wilson. You know, should I? Just on a 1-year Band-Aid option? He's like the one choice here. I don't want Justin Fields. He is so unbelievably overrated. I mean, there's upside there, but good lord. Let's have a Russell Wilson reunion just for 1 year, because we just really don't have another choice. And again, I don't want to put a rookie QB behind this offensive line. I'm going to draft a player, but I won't immediately start them. So Ryan Kelly, Russell Wilson in the Big 25, and Joshua Palmer. Okay, we get Russell Wilson, we don't get Palmer, and we get Ryan Kelly. Okay, cool. That's fine. I mean, Joshua Palmer would just be a whatever starter anyways. But all right, let's get to the draft. Actually, I have one move to make first. We are going to be trading DK Metcalf. It seems like this is the most rumored trade. Dontavian Wicks and a second-round pick from the Packers. It's a late second, unfortunately, but I mean, I doubt the Seahawks can get a first for him. That's apparently what they wanted. I don't know. Trade value just isn't what it used to be, so I think this is more fair. I don't even know if they'll be able to get this much, but we'll take it. New wide receiver 2 for the time being, and a second-round pick. Getting a lot cheaper just to waste that cap space on the Pharaoh Browns of the world, the Rayshon Jenkins of the world. Like, that's another thing. If you're so worried about how much you're going to be spending on a player, you better go and spend that on some actual good players. Like, if you're going to free up cap space, be useful with it. Don't sign cute budget signings like George Fant. That wasn't even really budget. That was like 3 years, 20-something, 24. I don't know what it was. I love John Schneider, if you couldn't tell. But all right, in the draft, we of course pick at 18. This is like the most messy draft order I've ever seen. The Broncos pick at 2, the Chargers at 3, but that won't really affect us. But round 1, I think we have a fairly easy decision. There's no way in hell I'm picking a QB yet. Definitely not Jackson Dart mid-round 1. Round 2, if he's available, but I'm fine getting someone like Will Howard, someone like even Kyle McCord. The Seahawks will probably draft Quinn Ewers just to spite me because I don't like him. It's usually how it goes. But round 1, I'm gonna go with Emeka Egbuka. We'll just build the Ohio State receiving core. And honestly, already it's pretty decent again. JSN, Emeka Egbuka, Dontavian Wicks. That's not terrible at all. Definitely a downgrade, but a lot cheaper at least. So we'll take him, ranked 16, got him at 18. Of course, hidden dev. Sounds good. But all right, round 2. Okay, some of the QBs came off the board. I'm not desperate to sign a Q or to draft a QB though. Like, it's pretty well documented this isn't the strongest QB class or free agent class ever. I think with our second round pick, I'll take Will Howard, or our second round pick, we'll take Will Howard. But should I go Darian Porter in back-to-back rebuilds? I do think he is a John Schneider type corner. He has the height, he has the speed. Not exactly like Tariq Woolen, but at least, you know, similar with those traits. I really like him. He's, I think, one of my sleepers in this class. I actually have quite a few this year, but he's definitely one of them. You know what? We'll take him here. I know the Seahawks have Josh Jobe, but I said this in the last Seahawks rebuild I did. Josh Jobe is fine. He's like a splash player, which at corner is not amazing. He definitely gets cooked at times. As a backup, I like him, but I'm gonna take a better player in my opinion. But all right, at pick 59, we are gonna go with Will Howard. I took him in a Seahawks rebuild before, and I didn't use him because Geno Smith just never became bad, but we will use Will Howard next year. No matter how well Russell Wilson does, we'll let him go and use Will Howard next year. I don't have a great rating on him apparently, but should develop. And then it's round 3, the time John Schneider likes to pick guards. I'm gonna be boring. I'm also gonna pick the lineman I always pick, Dylan Fairchild, or one of the Georgia guards at least. So ranked 45, got him at 78, sounds good. But all right, here is a look at the team heading into year 1. I feel like we've already, you know, kind of fixed the holes, at least kind of, again, band-aid options at center and QB, but at least it's much better than what they currently have on the roster. I would be fine if the Seahawks did this with their offseason. I would come out of it like, you know, we downgraded but stayed competitive, hopefully, with, I guess, more of a long-term outlook, I guess. Getting a developmental QB, some young linemen. Also drafted Jared Wilson, I didn't show that. He would be a good scheme fit in the Kubiak offense. In the defense, we didn't really touch all that much. I just wanted to figure out the offense for this year. Kind of similar to the Raiders rebuild I did. I like to focus on one side of the ball first, get that good, do a little bit to the other side, but like commit to one year and then commit to the other the next year. The defense is still a higher overall though, at an 81, which makes sense. This should be a really good defense. I'm probably going to change the playbooks at some point because I don't think the Seahawks are the best. We'll see though. Be a really well-rounded defense. There's not really anything I'm worried about other than pass rush, but our interior D-line should at least improve that, and we'll see how Mafe and Hall do. They usually don't do that well in Madden though. But all right, I'm excited to see how this team does. We might suck this first year, which I guess is fair. The Seahawks might suck this next year in real life, but we'll see what happens. But okay, at the mid-season, we are 5-2. Again, before we've messed with any playbooks, like the most important thing in Madden, we're already doing well. Russell Wilson, of course, is doing great. I already committed to not bringing him back no matter what. Now, if he wins MVP or something, I probably still shouldn't because that would just be getting really off the rails, but I don't know. Also, I wish Ibuka was out producing Wicks, but whatever. Good on offense, but not great on defense, which is probably the opposite of how the Seahawks are going to be this year. Who knows, though? But for re-signings, we have a lot. Well, Kenneth Walker, Tariq Woolen, Boye Mafe, Abe Lucas, Noah Fant. Thank God that deal's up. Sam Howell, Kobe Bryant, of course, Russell Wilson, Michael Dixon, and the 5th years for Devin Witherspoon, Jackson Smith, and Jigba. But we'll start with Kenneth Walker. Thankfully, he is interested. I mean, it makes sense. We're good. I'll go 4 years, 43. That's cheap. I've said this before, but I'm fine doing like cheap deals in Madden, like unrealistically cheap deals, less than players would get in real life, because every team gets away with those kind of deals here. So I feel like it's just fair. I'm not going to try to match what guys would get in real life because that would be massively overpaying them. Like this, Tariq Woolen only wants 3 years, 19, but other teams would get away with that, so I'm fine with it. But Boye Mafe isn't interested. He's kind of a weird player in Madden and in real life. Super inconsistent in Madden. Like he'll have an 8-9 sack year and then he'll have like a 2 sack year. Neither are amazing, but I mean the 8 is at least good. He's on pace for like 3.5 at this point, so I'm good for now. Abe Lucas, I don't know. He does well in Madden a lot of the time. In real life, I'm kind of out on him. Ooh, he was bad in simulation here. He hasn't really been quite as good since he's been injured a few times. Maybe he's still kind of playing a little bit hurt. That's my kind of cope a little bit, but I'll give him 2 years, 18. He re-signs. Noah Fant, I'm good. Kobe Bryant, I want back. He really surprised me at safety. I thought he had to be an outside corner. I did not think he would do well at safety, but he was really good at safety, and he he's super cheap here. Doesn't take it, but we should be able to get him back. And then Jake Bobo, I guess. Sure. I guess we could have started him this year instead of adding... No, I mean, I feel like Emeka Ibuka was the right move, and getting Dontavian Wicks was the right move, so I don't know. But all right, let's get to the end of the season. We're doing super well so far. We might fall off a little bit because our stats aren't great. On offense, they're good, but the defense, we'll just have to see. But okay, we end up going 12-5 with this team somehow. I mean, it's only an 83 overall. It's not really that good of a team on paper, but we somehow go 12-5. I mean, it's like a good it's a fine team, but I wouldn't even really say a good roster. Let's check out the stats. Let's see what happened. Russell Wilson, 3,600 yards, 31 touchdowns, 12 picks. Really good year. Just pretty good for Madden, but would be really good for real life. Kenneth Walker, 1,800 yards, 5.8 per carry, 15 touchdowns. I forgot he was this good in Madden. But 1,100 yards for JSN, 6 touchdowns, 900 for Ibuka, but 800 yards and 13 receiving touchdowns for Dontavian Wicks. Only 260 yards for Fant, though. I mean, I don't think he had too much more than that in real life. I know he had more, but... Oh, he had 500, like almost double. So yeah, I did have a lot more. Still not a crazy amount, but more than this. But yep, there's the Charles Cross I know and love. He is horrible in Madden most of the time. In the last Seahawks rebuild I did, he was actually really good, but here, not so much. The rest of the line was insane, though. But Ernest Jones, 121 tackles, TFLs, 9 for Holland Williams, and sacks, 9 for Derek Hall, 8.5 for Leonard Williams, 5 for Murphy, only 4.5 for Boye Mafe, and only 1.5 for Jaron Reed. Weird stats. But 3 picks for Julian Love, 2 for Ernest Jones, Tyrese Knight, Devin Witherspoon, Tariq Woolen, and Darian Porter as a rookie. Lots of picks. MVP goes to Josh Allen, thankfully not a division rival, surprisingly. I'm sure we'll see a Brock Purdy MVP at some point. But Puka Nacua wins Offensive Player of the Year. Kenneth Walker all the way down at 4. Okay. But Ibuka at 4 for Offensive Rookie of the Year, and Porter at 7 for Defensive Rookie of the Year. But we are going to be taking on the 49ers in the wild card. Coming off a Week 18 loss to them, 31-21. Usually when you're good, you do lose Week 18 in Madden, which is interesting. I guess it would make sense if, like, you know, you just benched your starters, rested them for the playoffs, but I mean, that's not what we did. I don't know. But I'm fine if we don't lose this game. They're 4 overall better than us. I know we had the better record, but like, I would understand. We're not there roster talent-wise yet. But can we beat the 49ers? I mean, I wouldn't complain beating the 49ers. Note, we get absolutely smoked. Okay, 34-10. Anytime I say I'm fine losing to this team, I feel like we just get blasted. I don't know why. But we had a Ravens-Eagles Super Bowl. It looks like the Eagles won it back-to-back years. Jalen Hurts, another Super Bowl MVP. But for re-signings, we'll pick up the 5th years of Devin Witherspoon, Jackson Smith, and Jigba. That's fine. They're not super cheap, but that's fine. But we'll let Boye Mafe go. He was horrible. I think he'll be good in real life. I thought he was going to be better this past year, but maybe he'll be a breakout this year finally. I don't know. I've been waiting on it. I've thought he was underrated, but hasn't really taken the next step yet. But let's see. Kobe Bryant, I do want back. We might look for an upgrade because he hasn't really developed at all. He stayed a 75 the whole time, which is really weird. But Wilson will let go. He was good, but it's gonna be Will Howard time. But let's get into free agency with a lot of money. And I don't know what we should look for. We're a well-rounded team at this point. We just need some upgrades maybe. Maybe a tight end, make Barner a tight end 2 again. And definitely a pass rusher if there is one. And maybe a safety. Oh, okay. I don't know how realistic this is, but Micah Parsons is available. I don't know about that one. I mean, that would be fun, but he shouldn't be here. Greg Rousseau also just got a big deal. DK Metcalf is back in free agency. Apparently things didn't go well with the Packers. There just isn't really a pass rusher I think is realistic. Like Micah Parsons obviously would be really good, but he's probably about to get a big deal from the Cowboys. It would make sense if he was here. No, I guess this would be fine. He hasn't gotten a deal yet at the time of recording. That would be crazy, but like you wouldn't let a guy like Micah Parsons just hit the open market. Okay, he has big offers anyways. I did set outside linebacker as our focus position for the draft, but let's sign Reed Blankenship, I guess. I always sign him because he's like one of the very few good safeties that hit free agency ever. Well, at least in the first couple years. But I think that's all we're gonna do, which is maybe boring because we have so much money, but I just don't know what to do with this money. I mean, I'll go for Boye Mafe to try to be a backup. I'm just gonna save this money for when we have to re-sign players. I feel like that's the better move because there just really aren't many real realistic upgrades here. So Reed Blankenship, Boye Mafe. I don't care if we get Mafe or not. We get Blankenship, and we don't get Mafe. That's fine. Let's get to the draft. But all right, in the draft, we pick at 24, and unfortunately, in back-to-back rebuilds, I forgot to turn prospect storylines back on, and it gave us the top 5 talent glitch, of course. So I did what I usually do. I looked at the players we had scouted, because we should know their overalls, or how good they are anyways. I didn't go in and look at anything else. I did see there was an 80 overall QB, but like that doesn't matter to us anyways. I did just notice him because he was the top player on the board. But let's see what we want to do at 24. I'm obviously thinking a pass rusher here, but unfortunately they're all gone already. I mean, there was one projected to go at 31 who was a 75 overall, but he's already gone. That was Grimes, who went to the Panthers at 20. Is there a defensive end we could take? Don't have any of them scouted. There's Perry, who looks like a good pass rusher, but a bad run defender. What's his speed? Just good acceleration. Nah. I might just trade down. There's nobody else with a finesse or power. I mean, I guess Aaron whatever that last name is, Stachelski. He might have a power moves, but I don't know. Where's Perry supposed to go? 29. Should we reach? I mean, he's only 21. This is gonna be a bad pick. I don't endorse doing this. I don't think he's a good player. I would guess like a 72 overall, but he's at least 21. I'm gonna hope for hidden dev, but even if he doesn't have it, like 21-year-old prospects in Madden are so valuable. Even if he sucks, I think this will be worth it. Never pick a bad player just because you need the position, but I think it'll be worth it here no matter what. Ranked number 1 in true value, apparently. I know that's not true, but he does have hidden dev. Okay, good. I don't think he's good, but should develop. And the draft board's gone. Okay, there it goes. But all right, round 2, I don't really know what to do. I did focus scout some tight ends. I forgot about that. Were they good? I can't remember. Oh yeah, the first tight end on the board, Goldman, was a 79. I focus scouted 3 tight ends. He was the first one. Let's see, Ridgeway is a 74, and then Norton's a 73. Both were good. There is Shorts, who's a 75, but I can't take him because I didn't scout him. I might go Ridgeway here. We could also wait and just take Norton. We could also wait and take a blocking tight end. I didn't see their overalls, but that would probably be a decent option too. You know what? Let's go. But like, we don't even use tight ends though. That's the issue. So I don't know if I want to do that. Ooh, this center, John Parsons. Strength? Great strength. I mean, we really don't need any more offensive line. We're good now, but it does look really good. I mean, we could go with the safety, but we did sign Blankenship. I think we're fine there. Let's just go with who I think is BPA. Josh Parsons. It's risky because he is a power guard and we don't have his power scouted, but hopefully it's good. I don't think he's amazing, but I think he's good. 89 strength. I wish that was a little higher. All right, I think he's good. I would guess like a 77. And then round 3, let's go with the tight end. I guess I'll just go Norton. I mean, it's a reach, but he's good. I think we'll start him. Oh, he has elite strength, good speed, good ratings. Sure. Looks like a good blocker. Normal dev. I figured he was going to have normal. That kind of sucks, but he's good. We'll take it. But okay, here is how we did in the draft. My first 2 predictions for overalls were pretty good. Byron Perry, 73 overall, I guess, to 72, and Josh Parsons is a 77 overall. I know this game too well. Perry probably gonna drop a decent bit at outside linebacker though, but he is a speed rusher, so I don't know. Maybe not? No, he doesn't. Okay, good. So he'll be a starter this year. Don't know if that's a great thing, but again, he should develop. Parsons, I don't know if he's gonna be a starter this year because our interior O-line was really good last year, so he might just have to wait until Ryan Kelly retires. And then Eric Norton, he's solid. I would start him if he had hidden, but he doesn't. And then Emmett Wilson, I mean, this was someone I didn't see he had hidden, but I'm guessing this guy was the classic, like, late round, first round talent, outside linebacker. We had him focus scouted, so I picked him. Stays a 75 at middle linebacker. I mean, we could even start him if we want to, because I don't think Knight has star. I think he only has normal in Madden. And then the CPU made some whatever picks, took another linebacker. Great. We picked 2 last year too, so whatever. But all right, let's get into year 2, and I feel pretty good about the team. But all right, here is a look at the team heading into year 2. Now with Will Howard at quarterback. We'll have to see how this goes. I mean, he's only a 71 overall. I was hoping he would develop more as a backup last year, sitting behind Russell Wilson, but that didn't really happen. I mean, he's fine. He had a really good preseason, so maybe there's something there. If he doesn't do well, I mean, we can just replace him. He was only a second-round pick, or third, so it's not like we're losing out on a whole lot. Or no, he was late second, almost third. But yeah, if he sucks, we'll just replace him. The defense is looking pretty good, though. A couple rookies starting. We'll see how that goes. Overall, it's pretty much just still the Seahawks defense. Reed Blankenship is the only real player we've added in terms of starters, and I guess Darian Porter. So we'll see. I don't know if we'll be great this year. I mean, if we were good last year, we only got better, but I mean, we did get a worse quarterback. So I would understand if we're not as good, but we'll see what happens. Let's get to the midseason point, and hopefully we're good. Okay, well, good prediction that we would be worse. We are 1-6. But it isn't even our offense that is, you know, really bad. I mean, it isn't good. But our defense is 29th in the NFL for points per game. 29th for passing yards allowed. I don't know how we fix that. Perry at least has 3.5 sacks, but only 1.5 for Hall. And we only have two total interceptions on the year. All right, I think I see the issue. Well, I don't really know how to fix that at this point. I mean, we could trade for someone, but this might be a sunk season being 1-6. If we were like 3-4 and had a really bad defense, then maybe, but 1-6 is tough. All right, how's Charles Cross doing, by the way? Only 1 sack so far. I don't know if I trust that, though. We'll see at the end of the year. Charbonnet, I'm not going to pay a number 2 running back. I mean, he's cheap. Never mind, I will. That's fine. Okay, he doesn't take it. Cool. Derek Hall is horrible this year, but was good last year, so I don't know. Dontavian Wicks is cheap, so sure, but we might upgrade over him. Leonard Williams, I'll go 2 years, 47, and then Ryan Kelly isn't interested, so we'll probably let him go, even though he did well last year. Is there anything on offense we can fix? Like, are any of our linemen underperforming, or is it just Will Howard on offense? I do see 13 sacks, so probably. Okay, everyone is equally bad. You know what? Since this is, I guess, a sunk season, let me start... Ooh, should I start Wilson at center and Parsons at right guard? I guess I'll do that. That could backfire, but let's just start both of the younger linemen. This will probably make us better because it's worse overall players, and Madden doesn't go off of logic, but we'll see what happens. Let's get to the end of the year. Let's get this year over with. Let's get to year 3. But all right, we, of course, did get better, going 6-4 in the second half of the year. Still not enough to be good. Still not enough to have a decent defense, but I guess we did improve. We're up to an 86 overall, though. We should be better than this, obviously. Will Howard, though, wasn't great. I mean, he was fine. 4,200 yards, 24 touchdowns, 15 picks. That's not horrible. That's too many picks, but everything else was good. For Madden, this was probably one of the worst QB years. Yeah, but it wasn't that bad. But let's see, Kenneth Walker did really well once again. Not as well as last year, but still really well. Almost 1,400 yards for JSN. 9 touchdowns. 1,150 for Ibuka, 7 touchdowns. Almost 750 for Wicks, 460 for Barner. A lot more receiving yards this year. We were a lot more pass heavy. But Charles Cross had a bad second half of the year. Fairchild wasn't great. But overall, the line held up really well. Wilson didn't allow a single sack in 600 snaps. Parsons only allowed 1. And then Ernest Jones, 97 tackles. TFL's 20 for Williams, 15 for Murphy, and sacks. We might need a defensive playbook change. 9 for Murphy, 8 for Williams, only 5 for Perry, 4.5 for Hall. How many did he have at the midseason? Was it 4? I can't remember. It was something like that. It's only like 1, maybe like 1.5 in the second half of the year. Not even second half, like last 10 games. And only 6 interceptions. 3 for Porter, 2 for Blankenship, 1 for Witherspoon. That's tough. Mahomes wins MVP. Donovan Peoples-Jones at 2 for Offensive Player of the Year. This game, man. Kenneth Walker at 8. Leonard Williams at 8 for Defensive Player of the Year. And Perry at 3 for Defensive Rookie of the Year. I thought he could have won it at the midseason. Once I saw how he ended up doing, I figured he wouldn't. But should we switch to the Bills' defensive playbook? I think that's fair at this point. Our defense is really underperforming. I like to wait a little bit before I switch to the good playbooks, but like, I think it's fair that we should be doing better. But we had a Broncos-Eagles Super Bowl. It looks like the Eagles destroy the Broncos 37-17. That's a weird score. Jalen Hurts wins his 3rd Super Bowl MVP in a row. Or wait, was it Saquon? Oh no, I just simulated that. Never mind. Yeah, he didn't really do anything in the Super Bowl. I forgot about that. But for re-signings, we have the 5th year for Byron Murphy. We'll pick that up. And then Charles Cross. We don't really have much of another choice at left tackle. I don't want to go 4 years though. I'll go, I mean, he'll be here for the rest of the rebuild no matter what. I'll go 4 years, 112. 12. He takes it. Don't feel great about that, but Derek Hall, definitely not. Everyone else is just depth. Ryan Kelly will let go. We're gonna have a lot of money once again, and we should spend it this year. God, should I change the defensive playbook? I mean, this defense is obviously tied to Mike McDonald, so what would he even be doing at this point? But like, I don't want to just be bad this whole rebuild. I don't know. I'm not gonna change it, but if it's bad again next year, I will, because it was good the first year. Okay, I think we found the answer to our problems. Aiden Hutchinson and Kyle Hamilton are available. I don't know if we can get Kyle Hamilton. I don't know if we can get either, to be fair, but I'm gonna try. Okay, we do pretty easily get the lead for Aiden Hutchinson. How about Hamilton? The Rams are gonna get him. Okay. Trent McDuffie, we don't really need a corner, though. There's some linemen. We don't really need a line anymore, which is crazy. Keanu Benton, that would be kind of fun. I don't know. I want to do something here. There isn't really an upgrade at receiver. I mean, there's Michael Pittman, but he's old. I should sign a defensive back, though. But, like, do we really need McDuffie? I mean, we could try to keep the Rams from getting him, but we more so just need a safety. I mean, really, I think our big issue is pass rush, and Hutchinson should definitely help that. So I guess that's all we really need here. Just not really any other upgrades, at least with how our guys have been playing. So we'll go for Aiden Hutchinson. We do get him. That could be all we need if he plays as well as he should, which is another question if we're talking Madden realism, but we'll hope he does. He even has 2 upgrade points. We'll take that. But all right, we pick at number 9 this year. It's gonna be hard to get an upgrade. I mean, again, we've built a really well-rounded roster. We can maybe find a better tight end or something. I mean, we could even look for a better QB because Will Howard wasn't great, but I don't know if we should give up on him yet. Could look for a DB because we didn't get many picks, but I feel like that was a fluke. Our secondaries are really good overall. I don't know what to do. Maybe a D lineman? Williams and Murphy did get superstar, and those are the main 2 that play, though. It's hard to find upgrades. The only thing is a pass rusher, but we pick at 9. There is a top 5 talent safety. Maybe that's what we should do. Ooh, who's better, though? There's Phelps, and then there's Willie Wood. That's a really unlucky name. I don't know which one's better. They look about the same. Just Phelps has better man, Wood has better zone. Phelps has better tackling and block shed, but Wood looks like the better athlete. But Phelps is stronger, but Wood's a year younger. I don't know. I think Phelps is better. He is so slow, though. 4.64. Basically a linebacker. We'll take him, though. I don't know if he's going to play this year, but will eventually. It's just hard to find a player that will play this year. We'll take him, though. Ranked 4, got him at 9. Okay. I was hoping he would be closer to 1, but we'll take it. I also thought about trading that pick for a safety, but again, I think our safeties are going to do better than they did last year. Maybe I have too much hope, but I don't know. And let's see, we could take a chance on a QB here again. There's some decent looking ones. Ooh, I like Kurt Hillman. Scrambler? Oh, a scrambler with 4.77 speed, but he has elite throw power, elite strength, doesn't have the best awareness. I want to give Will Howard a chance, though. I don't want to give up on him yet, but that guy did look interesting. I don't know if he was great, though. Let's see, we could take a receiver. There's some good-looking ones. Nobody too crazy, though. Let's see, I'm just going to play it safe. Let's take another lineman, just in case our O-line does underperform or one of them do. We'll go with Zach Gaffney, first-round talent. Ranked 20, got him at 41. Cool. And then round 3, I hope the guy I want is still available. He might not be. I think he just went to the Dolphins. I think that was him. No, he's still here. Henry Cooper. Okay. First round talent, defensive end. I was thinking about taking a D tackle round 1. Good thing we don't have to. Elite strength, 4.78 speed at 317 pounds. It's the most Madden thing I've ever seen. Yeah, we'll take him. Ranked 21. No dev trait with that kind of athleticism. Whatever. He's good. That's fine. But here's how we did in the draft. Once again, really good. It's not that exciting what we did. I mean, we got trenches and we got a backup safety for now. But I mean, this will really help us in the future when these guys eventually start. And I mean, Cooper will start day 1, so, well, he'll be a third, so we'll get like 400, 500 snaps. I did also take Christopher Jackson. I don't know why, just because he looked good. We don't really need any more linebackers, but I just felt like it, and I took Brendan Moore, who doesn't look like a receiver, but sure, definitely a draft. I mean, it was really good, but it will help us more in the future than now. But all right, here's a look at the team heading into year 3. We're looking good. Up to an 87 overall. Like, this is a pretty good roster at this point. It just really comes down to, can we not underperform, and can Will Howard do better than last year? He's not like that young anymore either. I mean, for a quarterback, 25 is still really young, but it's not like he's 22 or something. So we'll see. Hopefully he can do better this year. The defense is good. Hopefully it'll do better this year. I mean, it's been letting us down. Well, it let us down for 1 year, but it was really bad. So hopefully that improves now with Aiden Hutchinson. I don't know. We'll see, though. If this defense is bad, I'm sure you could understand me me changing the playbook. But yeah, hopefully it is good. Although it is 2027, so hopefully the curse of 2027 doesn't get us. It might though. But let's get to the midseason point, and we should be a good team. But okay, at the midseason, definitely not getting cursed. We are 5-1, as we should be. We are a very good team. This year we do have a good defense, as we should. It maybe should be even better. But we'll take 8th offense, 8th defense. Will Howard isn't great though. Barely more touchdown passes than interceptions. I think he has all the good traits too. Yeah, it looks like it. So I don't know what to do with him. I did hire a quarterback 3-star scout, so I guess we'll scout QBs this year. I was gonna say, how are we still doing so well? We've only allowed 4 sacks so far. Of course, most of those coming from our highest overall player, because that makes sense, or I guess it's 5. Someone got a sack that didn't get counted against a lineman. Aiden Hutchinson has 2.5 sacks, though. I knew that was gonna happen. Maybe we should change the defensive playbook, but I don't know. We're good. We're really good. But we do have some re-signings this year. JSN, Devin Witherspoon, Julian Love, Abe Lucas, AJ Barner, and some good backups. But we'll obviously start with the starters. I'll go 5 years, 146 for JSN. That's pretty cheap for this point in the future. He takes it. $1 Million Babies in Madden. I didn't even look at like the soundtrack this year. I instantly muted it just for YouTube copyright. But Devin Witherspoon, I'll go 4 years, 55. Also super cheap. He takes it. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm using weird rosters right now. It's kind of a mix of like custom overalls that I use and like real life overalls. So contracts feel weird. They're cheaper here. Some teams have Madden overalls, which are a little higher. Some teams have my overalls, which are a little lower. So some players are cheaper because they're ranked lower at their positions than they would normally be, which I mean should be a disadvantage for us, but overall doesn't matter in Madden. It's just random. I mean, you can't have like a 0 overall team and expect it to do well, but if you're in like the 80 to 90 range, it's pretty random. Anyways, I'm yapping a lot. We'll go 2 years, 25 for Abe Lucas. He takes it. He does super well in Madden. He used to be horrible, I remember, but now he's good. Julian Love, I mean, we did just draft his replacement. It's not a seamless replacement. It's definitely a different style of player, but he does have 2 picks this year. 2026 was the 1 year he didn't have a pick. The year before he had 3. This year he has 2. Maybe we should bring him back. I don't know. We'll see. But everyone else, I'm good for now. So let's get to the end of the year. We might fall off because our stats, our totals are good, but like for offensive yards, I saw we were 24th. We don't have much pressure on defense. We have guys that are underperforming. So I don't know if we're gonna finish as strong as we're doing right now, but we'll see. Hopefully I'm wrong. Okay, we end up going 11-6. We did get a little bit worse in the second half of the year, but we still stayed good. Our offense regressed, but our defense, I guess, got better for points per game, but allowed a decent amount of yards. This was a weird season. We were 23rd for yards on offense, 11th on defense. It was 5 at the midseason, I think. But Will Howard, much better second half of the year, and only sacked 19 times. I don't know if this is enough to make me want to keep him, though. I keep saying, I keep comparing Madden to real life, which maybe I shouldn't, but in real life, this would be enough for me to keep a QB. In Madden, I don't know. Like, say what you will about passer rating, but he was 19th for passer rating. Quarterbacks do this kind of stuff in Madden, so I kind of want to, swing for the fences here. I might take a QB if there is a good one available, because I don't really know what else to draft. Like, we might as well. But anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me check out the rest of the stats. Kenneth Walker, almost 1,400 yards, close-ish, 5 per carry, 16 touchdowns, 1,100 for Ibuka, 5 touchdowns. I'm surprised he was the number 1 over JSN. He didn't even hit 1,000 yards, did have 12 touchdowns, 650 for Wicks. Looks like we went to being more run-heavy again this year. But good year from the O-line, insanely good. Emmett Wilson, 106 tackles, TFLs 9 for Williams, and sacks 9 for Perry, 7.5 for Aiden Hutchinson. All right, man. I knew that was going to happen. I didn't know he was going to do that bad. I thought I should have said it. I was going to jokingly say he's going to get probably 8 sacks this year or something disappointing, and he got 7.5. That was pretty close. But 4 picks for Porter, 3 for Woolen and Love, and then 1 for 3 players. But Mahomes wins is that the 3rd MVP? Or no, Josh Allen won one, right? I don't know. Who cares? Not Will Howard. Don't care. Amon-Ra St. Brown wins Offensive Player of the Year. Sky Moore, Jalen Coker. I mean, Jalen Coker's underrated. underrated. One of my better UDFA calls from this last year. I liked him a lot. But Greg Rousseau wins Defensive Player of the Year for the Giants. I mean, we could have signed him. I just didn't think it was realistic because he did get paid by the Bills long term. But Poole wins Offensive Player of the Year for the Giants. And, oh yeah, I guess we didn't really play any rookies at all. So not really close to any awards. This felt like a disappointing year, even though we did go 11-6. We, like, really not that good of stats. I'm surprised we did as well as we did. It was really Kenneth Walker, the O-line, and I guess Darian Porter, Julian Love, and Tariq Woolen that carried us. I don't know. I mean, stats aren't everything, but that's what you can see in Madden. Oh yeah, and let me check out dev traits. Do we have any revealed yet? Maybe not. Yep, we do. Okay, Phelps has X Factor. He played enough to get his dev trait revealed, but he wasn't even in the top 10 for Defensive Rookie of the Year. I don't know how much he did play. Doesn't look like a whole lot. But yeah, I guess we'll have to let Julian Love go. I mean, if he was interested, I would bring him back, but he isn't. But again, I'm getting ahead of myself. Still trying to get our first playoff win of the rebuild, I think. Yeah, we lost to the 49ers a couple years ago, and that was our first playoff game. So at least we're back in the playoffs, but at this point, we still haven't won a playoff game since, I think, early 2020. We're in 2027 now, or I guess early 2028, just the 2027 season. So we're really looking for a playoff win. The Lions are a better overall team, so I can't complain too much if we lose, but I want to win this. Can we beat the Lions? We do, 27-14. Okay, good. And now I guess we'll just go through the whole NFC North. We're playing the Packers in the divisional. They were a really good team here. They had the best offense in the league, even though ours are the same overall, and ours was only 11th, but whatever. I guess I just have a better QB in Jordan Love. But can we pull off what I guess would be an upset here against the Packers and move on to the conference championship? We get destroyed. 38-14. Flashbacks to the 49ers game a couple years ago. That's tough. But let's get into what could be the final year. I mean, we could do a year 5. We'll see. But the Packers do make the Super Bowl just to lose to the Chiefs. I mean, hey, that's their first Super Bowl win here. The Eagles pulled off the back-to-back-to-back that the Chiefs couldn't. It's just going to be those two teams winning a Super Bowl for the rest of time, probably. Oh, and Russell Wilson did retire. I forgot to mention I signed him as just our backup. I think he still had the mentor tag, but I don't even know how that stuff works, I'm going to be honest. I should, but I don't. But for re-signings, we will pick up the 5th year for Ibuka. Hasn't really developed that much, but he's good. He's ranked 43, so he's a number 2. He's good. But Haynes, I'll let Barner go because he isn't interested. Knight is a backup at this point. Same with Reed. Dixon I'll resign. But all right, not much else to deal with. Let's get into free agency. We haven't even had to restructure any deals. We're mostly just building this team through the draft. We're not spending a lot of money, but we might this year. Okay, there's some interesting players. JJ McCarthy's here. I'd rather draft a QB. I think I've already done a Seahawks rebuild with McCarthy. I think it was the Seahawks. There's Lad McConkey, though. I mean, we do maybe need a receiver. Wicks is fine, but we might as well just build to the team we have, add to the team we have. I'll go 2 years, 16 for Barner. That's fine. Don't need to sign a lineman, but I don't know what else to change on our offense. We don't really need to do much to our defense. Hold on. Did Leonard Williams retire? I should check if we had any retirements. No, he's still here. Huh. I don't know what to do. I feel like we should upgrade stuff, but there isn't a lot we can do. I would sign like another pass rusher just for depth, but there really isn't one that I think would do well, so we'll go for McConkey and Barner. Oh, we don't get either. Still don't get either. I still don't get either. Okay. Let's sim the week and see if they sign. If they don't, that wouldn't even be the end of the world. I mean, I know they're good players. Oh, I guess it gets spoiled. It looks like McConkey did sign. Barner still doesn't, though. I don't really care if we get him or not. We have a fine tight end. We can draft one. Let's just get to the draft. If he signs, he signs. If he doesn't, he doesn't. But this receiving core is insane now. And it looks like Barner did sign. Okay, cool. I guess. But in the draft, we pick at 26. This is an interesting draft class. Not that I scout QBs much. Usually we get it figured out pretty early, but there's a first round talent QB projected to go in round 3. That seems pretty rare. We also have Timmy Schaub here. I guess the son of Matt Schaub, I guess. Does he have a son? He has a son named James, apparently. That would have been crazy if he did have a son named Timmy. I guess maybe James, close to Jimmy, like Jimmy's a version of James. I don't know. I'm yapping again. Let's see who's was available at pick 26. Okay, Mike Callahan is still available. He was projected to go top 5, but he's a first-round talent. We might just have to take him. Let's see, I focus scouted Leonard. He's good value. This looked like a bad tight end class, though. Maybe Sanchez is good. Does he have good speed? He has good speed, great excel. I just didn't like him because he has bad short route. Usually that's what I look for in tight ends. I don't know, this is kind of a boring draft class. This doesn't really do anything for us, but what could do something is a QB. So let's go with Mike Callahan. Hopefully he has hidden. If he doesn't, I might go with the other QB. Might get both. We'll take him though. Rank number 11, does have hidden. Okay, cool. 95 throw power, good speed and excel, 91 change of direction. Damn. But all right, round 2. Now I really don't know what to do. I mean, we could just go with the QB just for fun. I mean, he is a scrambler. How creative do I feel like getting? Could he play running back or receiver? Because I mean, he might have a really good dev trait. He also might not. I don't know. If he's there around 3, I might get goofy with it because I don't know what else to do already. We could go with Greg Beckham. He looks good. Well, he's a good run defender too. He might be decent. Would go down moving to outside linebacker, but that's fine. Sure, we'll take him. There's nothing else we need that I'm forgetting, right? I mean, tight end maybe, but there wasn't one. Yeah, we'll take him. Rank 54. I thought he'd be a little better, but that's a fine pick. No dev trait. All right, maybe it's not a great pick, but whatever. I thought he'd be a lot better. And then the QB did go. That's tough. I was thinking about this receiver. He ran a 4.69. Yeah, I think I'm good. I saw A to C awareness, A catching traffic, A catching, B spec catch, B deep route even. So I was like, oh, he might be a decent physical receiver. No, let me just go with another lineman. I'm scarred from the Seahawks refusing to take linemen, so I'll take too many to make up for it. He's fine. But all right, here's how we did in the draft. It was decent. I took almost every pick here. Mike Callahan, he's good. Really all we needed from this draft was a QB and maybe a tight end, but again, there wasn't one. He looks really good though. 95 throw power, 87 short accuracy, 84 deep accuracy, 88 throw on the run. Really good ratings. And only 21 with hidden devs, so should develop really quick. I mean, we'll start him year 1. I mean, Will Howard he had his chance and he did fine, but he didn't do well enough. But Beckham, I might just keep him at defensive end. We'll see. What does he go down to at outside linebacker? If it's a 72 or lower, I won't move him. It's a 72. I'm good. But Kemp is decent. I took Giles. He's whatever. He's just the classic 5'11" Madden pass rusher with good power, but no block shedding or strength. And then I took Al Hunter. He looked really good, but I'm really disappointed. He's only ranked 100. I thought he'd be ranked like 40, and he's a blocking tight end, and he only has normal dev. I mean, that happens if they're a bad overall, but he isn't bad. I was just really disappointed. I thought we found a gem. He had like 30 bench reps. He had good speed. He had all A blocking ratings, but we don't even really use a tight end anyways, so whatever. But all right, let's get into year 4, possibly the final year, depending on how well we do, but we'll see how the team's looking. Okay, well, I didn't trade him to the right team, but the Seahawks did just trade DK Metcalf for a second round pick. I mean, I was close. It was without the player, but I mean, it's not like Wicks made a massive impact, so I made close to the right trade and impact. Y'all might be getting a double upload tomorrow, because after this, I'm going to do a Steelers rebuild with DK. So if you're listening to this, you're going to get another video today. Expect a Steelers rebuild later. So for that, I think we're going to make this the final year. We might go 2 more years, because we do have a rookie QB. But here's how the team's looking heading into probably the second to last year. We're up to a 90 overall. This is a really, really good roster. Amazing receiving core. I mean, overall, just a great team. We're obviously going to start Callahan. Great offensive line now. Our offense actually passed our defense up in overall, despite not having that high of an overall QB, but it's a really, really good defense too. I hope our pass rush is as good as it should be. It probably won't be, but we'll see. Either way, this team should be one of the best in the league. If not, that's going to be a massive disappointment. We're also not a scheme fit on offense. We don't really have a good scheme fit. We'll go spread, sure. I don't even know if this impacts anything. I still don't. I know scheme fit impacts like development. I don't know. I always try to just build a good team and worry about the other stuff later, which wouldn't be great for real life, but oh well. Anyways, I'm just yapping again. We are looking very good. Let me see. Where does a 90 rank? Are we the highest overall team? I would guess we are at least tied for it. Oh, we're straight up just far and away the best overall team. Okay, there isn't even an 89. There's some 88s, but we are the highest overall team by 2. If we aren't dominant this year, our offense was horrible in the preseason, which might be telling, sometimes is in Madden. But if we're not dominant this year, we're going to make some changes for the final year. That's all I'm going to say. But let's get to the midseason point and we will see how we do. All right, we are only 4-3 at the midseason. Why? Is it pass blocking? 11 sacks. That's not awful. Kenneth Walker just isn't doing as well this year. I mean, he's still doing fine, 4 yards per carry, but Abe Lucas sucks this year. Okay, do we have a replacement? I don't know. Aiden Hutchinson, 8.5 sacks. Good, as he should be getting. All right, do we have a replacement for Abe Lucas? Like, he's not doing so... Oh, I didn't mean to look at that yet, but I see an X Factor trait for Mike Callahan. We'll take that. But should I try Gaffney at right tackle? Kemp? I guess Gaffney, he's the highest overall. It's risky. This could backfire, but we'll try it. But all right, 4 re-signings, Byron Murphy, Darian Porter, who really has not developed that much for how well he's playing. I might need to raise my corner XP sliders. I do have them pretty low because there are so many good corners in draft classes. Maybe I should just drop corner to normal instead of strong in draft classes. I might do that for a rebuild because, okay, bit of a yap. I went through in one of my 10-year rebuilds and I compared the overalls of every position to my current rosters and saw which positions get inflated the most, and corner was one of them throughout a 10-year rebuild. So I lowered their XP sliders for every rebuild I do. I might just need to lower the draft classes though, because I wanted it to be more realistic. And then I raised safeties because they don't develop, and tackles. Anyways, I'm fine re-signing all these guys. Byron Murphy hasn't really, I can't remember what he's done. Oh yeah, he got TFLs one year. He hasn't, that was his one really good year. Every other year he's been fine. I'll still re-sign him though. He's kind of outsnapped by Leonard Williams, I think. I think that's just how Madden works. But Darian Porter, I will absolutely re-sign. Oh yeah, also the Seahawks did extend Ernest Jones to about the deal I gave him. I just gave him a longer deal, I think. And then Dylan Fairchild will go 3 years, 53. He takes it. There's also Jared Wilson and Ernest Jones again, Tariq Woolen. So we have some deals coming up, but I think we can get everyone back. Ooh, okay, Blankenship and Williams. I hope we can get Leonard Williams back. He's debatably one of the better performing players in Madden franchise. So I definitely want him back. But I guess there really isn't anything else for us to do. Let's just hope we improve throughout the second half of the year. We're at least coming off 2 wins. I guess that means we were 2-3 at one point, maybe even worse, maybe even 1-3. I don't know. Hope not. But all right, let's get to the end of the year and we'll see how we end up doing. Did I say end of year 3? I don't know what I just said. That was weird. I was like spaced out when I said that. I went full autopilot. Let's get to the end of year 4 and we'll see how we do. But okay, we end up going 12-5. Kind of ridiculous. We didn't get a first round bye with this team, but at least we didn't miss the playoffs like I thought we could. I don't know why I went to schedule trying to check stats. I always do stuff like that. I don't know why. But Mike Callahan, really good rookie year. 4,000 yards, 31 touchdowns, 9 picks. Nice completion percentage. Of course, we know he has X Factor. That's insane. I thought he would be more like a star dev QB, but we'll take that for sure. Is there a type of QB that usually has X Factor more than others? I don't know. Maybe improviser, because he was an improviser. But 1,470 yards for Kenneth Walker, 4.9 per carry, 13 touchdowns. Very good year. Close to 1,200 for Lad McConkey, 10 touchdowns. 1,100 for JSN, 900 for Emeka Ibuka. Not much for Barner though. Sometimes we use him, sometimes we don't at all. But the O-line, Charles Cross, I don't know what happened, but he was insane. This might be one of the best left tackle seasons I've ever seen. I feel like I might be I don't know, but I feel like I might be the Madden YouTuber that talks about O-line play the most. Again, I feel like that's because I'm traumatized from John Schneider, but who knows? But 101 tackles for Ernest Jones led the team in probably his last year here. I mean, he is going to be, oh no, he's only going to be 29. We'll see. 16 TFLs for Leonard Williams and 17 sacks for Aiden Hutchinson. We'll take it. 7 for Murphy, 5.5 for Williams. Only 4 for Barry though, or Perry. I don't know if I trust him. He had one good year, but that was the year Aiden Hutchinson did well or didn't do well. It's like only one of your pass rushers can do well at a time in certain schemes. It's kind of weird in certain playbooks at least. But Devin Witherspoon, 4 picks led the team, 3 for Wilson and Woolen, and then 2 for Porter and Phelps, 1 for 3 different players, including Aiden Hutchinson. Sure. But Josh Allen wins, I think, another MVP. I think he's won multiple in this rebuild now. Jalen Hurts, Offensive Player of the Year. Aiden Hutchinson does take Defensive Player of the Year. That's cool, if nothing else. But we don't win Offensive Rookie of the Year. Anthony Scroggins for the Packers wins it. I mean, it doesn't really matter. He already has X Factor. I mean, that would have been a nice XP boost, but oh well. Could have been worse. And then nobody up there for Defensive Rookie of the Year. But overall, good year. Again, maybe should have been better, but could have also been a lot worse. What are we the highest by now? Is there even an 89 now? Okay, there are the 49ers. We're the highest overall by 3. Oh no, the Texans are 90. Okay, we're the highest overall by 2 still. The highest in the NFC by 3. But we are going to be facing the New York Giants in the wild card. If we lose this game, I feel like we're gonna. It feels like kind of an underperformance here, even though we still did really well. I just feel like we're gonna lose this game. I don't know. Our defense still wasn't as good as it should have been. It was only 10th, but like 20-something for yards. What was it? You're 6th on offense for yards, 17th for defense. Okay, I mean, again, it should have been a lot better. All right, for the last year, I think I'm gonna switch to the Bills defensive playbook. Call me lame if you want. I don't care. It should be better, and that's how you make it better. Sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes it might take a year, but I'm fine risking it. But all right, let's see if we can beat the Giants in the wild card. I would sure hope so. We're 5 overall better. We do barely beat them, 17-10. Okay, at least we beat them. But we are 6 overall better than the Vikings here. This is not even a good roster, and they're in the divisional. I mean, they're a well-coached team, but they don't have a good running back, which is usually super important in Madden. They still have Sam Darnold, but as a backup, at that point, why not cut him? They'd save 30 mil. Whatever, sure. Like, the CPU doesn't know how to manage the cap space at all. But all right, we'll see if we can beat the Vikings here. Can we move on to the conference championship? We do. Okay, we're winning 1-score games, but I guess we'll take it if we have to. We win 21-14. It's better than getting upset. Should have beat them by more, but at least we didn't lose. And now we are gonna be facing the 9-8 Atlanta Falcons in the wild card. If a 9-8 team makes the playoffs in Madden, you better believe they're going far. The Chiefs also went 9-8 and are in the conference championship. This game sucks so bad. At least the Falcons are good overall. They're an 89 now, but why weren't they better in the regular season then? I don't know. Who's their QB, I wonder? Is it still Penix? It probably is. I've seen him up there for MVP. Yeah, he always develops super well in Madden. I wasn't the biggest hater of that pick ever. I gave it like a C or something. I feel like that draft grades video I did aged decently well, even though some people didn't agree with it. But I mean, you'll have that. That's what always happens. But anyways, I'm just stalling because I know what's gonna happen. I hope we can win this game. If we do win this game, then we'll make this Super Bowl the last game of the rebuild. Can we beat I almost said the Vikings, the Falcons? We destroy them 45-17, and we are gonna be in the Super Bowl for the first time in a while. We are gonna be taking on the Kansas City Chiefs at only 9-8. I mean, y'all know me. I like to commit to making the last game of the rebuild a Super Bowl. No matter if we win or lose, it adds a little bit of intensity knowing it could end here if we lose. I mean, it will end here no matter what. You know what? I've had good luck not clicking on the press conference, but now that I'm pointing it out, it's gonna be bad luck. I don't think it does anything. Let me just click on it. I don't know. We'll get the +1 boost. Sure, why not? Kind of a shame, you know, we couldn't develop this QB more, but if we win a Super Bowl here, that won't matter. And I mean, he's already great. Only ranked 21 to be fair, but he did really well and has X Factor at only 21. But we're up to a 92. I really hope we can win this game. It would be sad to go out on a Super Bowl loss, but I also want to get working on that DK Steelers rebuild. So by the time this is over, probably expect that video out soon if it's not already up. We'll see. I'm setting myself up for a lot of quick editing, but we'll see. But let's jump in here. We'll watch it simulate, and we will see if we can win this Seahawks team a Super Bowl. But here we go against the Kansas City Chiefs. Again, only 9-8 and somehow in the Super Bowl. They'll probably manage to find a way to beat us, but we'll see what happens. Can we win a Super Bowl with this Seahawks team? The Chiefs do score first, and they're going to score again to make it 10-0. Our offense is falling flat. We do finally score. The Chiefs were driving. They are again, and they do get a field goal. Our offense is just nowhere to be found. We only put up 7 points. At least we get to 14, but much too little, much too late. I think that was the best chance we were ever going to have. We were going to lose some pieces this year. You know what? That's a sad way to end it. Losing to the 9-8 Kansas City Chiefs, who were 3 overall worse. I lied. We're going to go one more year. I'm going to make it a quick year, but whatever happens, happens. That's it. Usually I commit to it even if we do lose, but I don't know. That one extra sucks for some reason. But like I just said, we're going to have our work cut out for us this offseason. It's not too bad, but I definitely want Leonard Williams back. I'll go player friendly one year. He takes it. We only have 8.5 mil, but let me restructure everything. We should be able to free up a decent bit of money. We haven't restructured a single contract yet. Although a lot of deals might be in their final year, I don't know. No, it doesn't look like it. Okay. Damn, we're gonna have a lot of cap for making the Super Bowl. But all right, now with 71 mil, who do we want back? Not Will Howard. We'll let him go. I mean, we could pay him as a backup. He's cheap, but like a backup doesn't do anything in Madden. Jared Wilson isn't interested. I mean, we could replace him probably. If he was interested, I would bring him back. Did allow 5 sacks this year, but he only allowed 1 in the first first 2 years total. All right, maybe we should. I'll go very player friendly. He takes it. I'm fine with that. Wasn't cheap, but I won't pick up the 5th year for Perry, whatever. But Ernest Jones never got superstar dev. He's done well. He's got a lot of tackles, but not many picks. Hardly any sacks, which is weird. I don't know. He's been whatever. We'll see. We might bring him back, but I don't know. Tariq Woolen, probably not. He's 30. We could upgrade. Although, I don't know. He's had 3 picks the last 2 years, each, not total. Sure, I'll go 2 years, 10. That's fine. Should I? It was our offense that was the issue in the Super Bowl. But nah, you know what? I'm going to switch this to the Bills defensive playbook. Let me do it now. I think it's better if you, this is just a complete theory, but I think it's better if you do it a year ahead rather than in the preseason at the start of a year. I don't know why. That's just a theory I have. I feel like it takes a year to set in and actually become good. So I'll move the defense around in a second, but Blankenship did get star dev. Sure, we'll bring him back. But all right, let's get into free agency one last time for sure. This is it. And there are some decent players available. Maxwell Hairston, that's cool, but it doesn't look great, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, Ernest Jones is pretty much the best linebacker. There's Carson Schwessinger, however you say it. Statistically, he hasn't done that well. I'd rather just have Ernest Jones. That's fine. The Steelers are interested. I'll go player friendly. I don't really see anyone else I want to sign here. I might go Hairston. He probably has offers though. We do get the lead for him. Okay. But other than that, I mean, we don't really need anything. I don't know how we didn't win that Super Bowl. This roster is almost unupgradable. Genuinely. I mean, we could sign Trey Hendrickson. I don't know how he does in Madden. Not great. Mike Green got X Factor, but hasn't really developed a whole lot. How the hell? Just from TFLs, he got X Factor. I hate that that's a thing. It makes sense for defensive tackles, but why are sacks not the most important thing or the more important thing? So there's not really a pass rusher I want to sign that will actually do well. There's Braden Swinson. He developed. He had 1.5 sack. Okay. Well, let's see. I'll at least go for Maxwell Hairston and Ernest Jones. If we don't get Ernest Jones, I mean, we can just draft a linebacker. Okay, we do get both. Cool. I don't know what we're going to do in the draft now. We do have a little bit of money. You know what? I'm going to trade for a pass rusher. Why not? If I can. I don't even know if we need that because Perry could break out. I feel like he would in the Bills defensive playbook just because it gets so many more sacks than any others, but I don't want to risk it if there's no reason to. We are going to trade a 1 and a 2 for Myles Garrett. This might be too much to give up because he is 33 at this point. Just got extended today, but that contract would be, I think, up at this point, or this would be the last year. I think this is the final year, so maybe I give up too much for a 33-year-old who's in his final year, probably. Oh well, it's our final year anyway, so who cares? So that should be maybe the best pass rush duo of all time, even though Myles Garrett's old here. Him and Aiden Hutchinson, we'll take that. But all right, I'm only gonna show one pick for this draft. This is like the only maybe important pick. I mean, I focus scouted some linebackers. Are they decent? There's one decent one. Okay. I mean, I think I focus scouted corners before I knew how little corner was gonna be a need. I think at least Morrison would play a little, maybe. So I'm gonna pick him. He looks fine. Rank 66, got him at 95. No dev tray. All right, whatever. Who cares? But all right, heading into year 5, the final year. Again, we're gonna make it quick, but we are up to a 93 overall. We have a 95 offense, 91 defense. If we don't win the Super Bowl, Madden should give up the rights to a football video game. I mean, I already think they should do that anyways, but let me see where we rank as a 93. I saw the Rams and Falcons are an 89 and the Chiefs. There are no 90s. We are the highest overall team by 4. If we don't win a Super Bowl this year, I swear, this is our offense and this is our defense. Look at this D-line. Let's get to the end of the year. I'll get to the midseason to make sure there's no funny business, and we'll see what happens. But okay, here we are at the end of year number 5. We are now up to a 94 overall. But super quick before I show how we did in the final year, if you haven't already, be sure to leave a like, be sure to subscribe. No question of the day today because I can't come up with anything interesting, but let me know in the comments what rebuild you would want to see me do. And if I use your suggestion, I'll give you a shout out, as always. Oh yeah, and turn on notifications for the channel. I don't plug that nearly enough because over the next few days or forever, I'm going to be doing lots of fun rebuilds, but especially free agency themed rebuilds soon, and then drafting themed rebuilds. So be sure to subscribe if you haven't already with notifications on, and you can be one of the first people to ever see these videos, so I guess that's interesting. But anyways, in the final season, we ended up going 15-2. Our defense was the best in the league, but our offense was only 15th. All right, for the playoffs, I don't care. I'm going Bills offense. How is this a 96 overall offense, only 15th. Like, what are we doing? I'm guessing it was a pass blocking issue, because I did bench, 38 sacks allowed, good call. Mike Callahan was good, but I was held back by his offensive line. Wonder where that sounds familiar. Wonder where I've heard that story before. Except we've actually invested a lot in the offensive line. They're just not playing as well as they should. But Kenneth Walker, 1,300 yards, 4.4 per carry, 11 touchdowns. 1,000 yards for Ladd McConkey, 4 touchdowns. Not many yards for the receivers, but this will go up throughout the playoffs with what should be a very pass-heavy offense. But Charles Cross, an 89 overall left tackle, the 6th best left tackle in the league, a pure pass blocker allowed, 17 sacks. That's fun. I love this game. Oh my god, okay. 89 tackles for Emmett Wilson, cool. TFL's 20 for Myles Garrett, 16 for Murphy, but sacks, 26 and a half for Myles Garrett, breaking the record. I mean, a record that's probably been broken many times here because this game hates realism, but 18 and a half sacks for Hutchinson, 10 for Williams, 7 and a half for Murphy even, but picks 4 for Hairston, and then 1 for 6 different players. Sure, we'll take it. MVP goes to Joe Burrow. Are we serious? Will Howard got signed by the Rams, and he's up there for MVP, of course. But Jordan Love, now on the Eagles, wins Offensive Player of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year obviously goes to Myles Garrett. I'm surprised we didn't top 2 it. Hutchinson, I don't know, I said that so weird. Hutchinson at 3. I questioned what I was saying halfway through saying it. What? The name DeColdest is in Madden? I legitimately didn't know that. DeColdest Bennett for the Commanders up there for Defensive Rookie of the Year. That's crazy. I'm sure lots of people already knew that, but I didn't. I don't think I've ever seen that. But of course, we are in the playoffs. If we didn't make the playoffs this year, I wouldn't have been very happy. We are 7 overall better than the Buccaneers here. How much are we the best by? Is a team a 90? I bet there's a 90 overall now. Or not. Nope, we're the highest overall team. Oh no, the Texans are. So we're the highest overall team by 4. It's pretty safe to say we've built a decent team here, if you couldn't tell. But can we beat the Bucs in the divisional? We destroy them. I don't know if we should have beat them that bad, but I feel like with how good this team is, that's fair. They're 7 overall worse than us. That's like the Lions playing the Jags or something. I don't know. Except these are playoff teams. We're just that much better than anyone else. But we are going to be taking on the Cowboys in the conference championship. Can we move on to a second Super Bowl in a row? We do, but barely. 20-14 against the Cowboys. And we are going to be playing the Kansas City Chiefs once again. I'm not going to click on the scenario this time. I doubt that actually negatively impacts you, but you got to have weird superstitions in Madden because it is all just randomness. But we are 5 overall better than the team we're taking on in the Super Bowl. This should be close to what happened to the Chiefs in this year's Super Bowl. A good team against the best roster in the NFL in the Philadelphia Eagles. Oh, our quarterback is number 0. That's kind of hard. But let's get this game simulated out. Let's see if we can beat the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Couldn't do it last year. Can we get it done this time? This is for sure the final game, no matter what. I know I said that last year, but this one, absolutely. Can we beat the Chiefs? They do score first. Our offense needs to keep up this time. We do make it 14-7 really quick. Now 21-7. Okay, we're looking better this time. We can't let up yet. The Chiefs do get a field goal. Our offense kind of stopped. Okay, we do get a field goal. They're driving. They don't score though. Man, our defense is so good. We are up 31-16, and that is gonna do it. I'm so glad we did this extra year. We get it done with the Seahawks. We have to have the best team by a mile to win a Super Bowl, which is frustrating, but at least we got it done. Hire me as GM. I'm sure Madden translates to real life, definitely. But Mike McDonald and the Seahawks get it done. You love to see it. See y'all in the DK rebuild.